you get back to work, Diva Chef. Everything looks so great. You come with me, Nina. We're going to get into some more of your story because you are just fascinating. I mean, of course, we know you from the radio and all that you've done in broadcasting, but you're also a mom, a proud mom of an NFL player.
I am. And I spun the block on motherhood, so I have a 6-year-old and a 24-year-old.
Oh, talk about that gap.
Girl, talk about it. What I could be doing with my life, but God knew better.
Yes.
And he gave me my soulmate and my child. And my 6-year-old is literally like God sent. He saved my life. The love that I wanted from a man all of those years prior, he literally put in my child. He's the most affectionate, loving child. Very different from his NFL star brother. Jalen has always been into sports. Jalen is, the joke is, when I'm old and gray, Jalen will be the one who is traveling the world. He will make sure every bill gets paid. Brayden, my 6-year-old, will be the one who is there making sure I eat and that I took whatever medication I have to take. So I have the perfect balance. I'm so grateful.
All the bases are covered. And you're matching your son's team.
And you.
I know. We got the memo.
Yeah.
So did you catch the draft last night at all?
No, not much of it, because we were actually filming a podcast last night. Shout out to Sirius Vibe. They're major in this DC area. But of course I'm gonna do all of my homework before our show today at 3. But I was just really confused on Shador, and I'm happy for Travis Hunter. But I feel like, NFL is very much a business, and so the heartbreaking part is these young men literally are playing since they could walk. There was a football in their hands. A lot of them started Little League at 5. And that signing draft day is so big, and their heart, the weight of the world really is on their shoulders.
It is.
And until they get that phone call, they're holding their breath. I went through it with my son last year, and we watched all day, and you just don't know, and you're trying to remain positive, but the anxiety and the stress. So my heart goes out to all of the players, and the truth of the matter is less than 2% of college athletes actually go on to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
So when I tell you the numbers are so scarce, and as a mom, I always would encourage my son, let's come up with a plan B. And Jalen Johnson, honey, would be like, no, Mom, there is no plan B, because plan A is going to work. And I wanted to always speak life into my son. But as a mom, that's scary.
You want the best for him, no matter what. And I think, too, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because I've been listening to Nina since her V103 days in Atlanta. And I know that back then, in 2 years, you went from an intern to an executive producer
someone did their
in
homework.
a major media market. Hello. And that took a lot of perseverance, a lot of determination. So talk about that in an industry that's highly competitive, and most, honestly, don't make it.
Yeah. Absolutely. The radio or the sports?
We'll start with radio first, but I'm saying that same quality trickled down into sports in other ways.
1,000%. And not only did I try to break into a major market, but I was told several times by my superiors that I would not make it. Being told that, and then a lot of people will either decide to get a chip on their shoulder, but I decided, okay, cool. I have more to prove. Dig deep, keep going. I remember the moment when I finally got on as a producer, and I shocked everyone, including myself. It was during that time that I actually came into my spiritual journey. Because, honey, when you hit rock bottom, you have no money. You have no more, the confidence is gone. Like, you do what you have to do, and when you have nothing else to give, you look up and you see God. And because of God, and because of that time frame of my life, I just kept going, and he worked it out. But talk about being broke, being hopeless, but I did not give up. And here I am today, 21 years later, and I have really spun the block a couple of times in radio, from being fired, laid off, to let go, and still, to quote Maya Angelou, and still I rise, because I am here.
Because you're a phenomenal woman. That's another Maya Angelou quote.
That.
And that's why we call this segment the Daily Vitamin, essentially, because you got to know who you are, in your case, whose you are, when you have to deal with so many challenges that life is going to bring.
And I think that was the biggest thing. Of course, I tell my son all of these same things, but even more importantly, he learned by watching me. Like, you could say it all day, but if you live a different life, your children are going to be like, all right, you're saying one thing and you're doing another. He always says to me, you are the biggest hustler I've ever known in life. To see how you made it and you did it well and you still had character and grace, and that makes me always so proud to know that what my son saw is what he aspires to be. Like, I take so much pride in that.
Children learn what they live.
Absolutely. Hey.
Congratulations to you, your son, the entire family.
Thank you.
We're so proud of you.
You know, the LA Chargers plays the Commanders this year. So just for that moment, I will be rooting for the Chargers. But, you know, we are Commanders fans over here, okay?
House divided essentially on that day.
Right,
that day only.
Right. You know, two things can be true.
Yes.